Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm down here at Gillingham at Sewing Machines UK today, and I'm going to do a quick demo on the Brother 2104D Overlocker, just going through how to thread it and what accessories come with the machine in the box. So here we've got the instruction manual, a DVD, instructional DVD. We have 3 additional feet. We've got the blind hem foot, the piping foot and the gathering foot. Spool nets, a little brush so you can clean out all your lint and everything from underneath the blades, and just spool caps there as well. Okay, so I've got the machine ready with all the colours of the different threads. What I've done is on the machine you've got a blue indicator, a green, a red and an orange. So I've threaded them up with those colours so you can kind of see what thread is doing what job, which is quite useful to get to know your machine better. Okay. Okay, so before we get to threading, I'll just explain a bit about the anatomy of the machine and a little bit about overlockers in general. Okay, so overlockers will cut your fabric as well at the same time as sewing on the edge, so it gives you a really nice neat finish on the edge of your fabrics. It's also great for stretchy fabrics because it stretches with the fabric, so when you do a zigzag or a straight stitch on a normal sewing machine, you might find the stitches pop, like the stitches will actually break as you stretch the fabric. So overlockers are great for stretch fabrics as well. Okay, so a couple of the features on this machine, you have a free arm here, okay, so that's quite unique for overlockers, so great for sleeves and trouser legs and that kind of thing. Okay, so that just comes off and goes back on, like so. Okay, inside here we've got our blade. Okay, so this is the bit here that cuts the fabric, so that works against the static blade on the machine here. You can pull that out and disengage the blade if you don't want to cut for whatever reason. We might be doing a flat lock or something like that. So that can be disengaged there and back into place. You've got little spaces here for some of your tools, so you've got your tweezers here, so it's quite handy to have these all in place. Your Allen key for your needles, spare pack of needles there as well. This bit here comes out when you're doing your rolled hems. This is your stitch finger. It actually lives in here when you haven't got it attached onto the machine, so that will go in there. Put that back in, slide that in. Okay, and then on the side of your machine here we've got our stitch length. Okay, so the higher the number, the longer the stitch. Okay, so we can turn that around like this. When you've got the black box around the number, that's your kind of standard stitch length or setting. This is your differential feed, so this will work with your stretch fabric. So if you find that when you're stitching stretch, it's pulling it as it's sewing and then it leaves like a fluted edge, you can alter that by how the fabric feeds through the machine using your differential feed. Okay, so to stop it stretching, you can push it this way, so make it go higher, and to make it stretch more, you can make it go lower. Okay, so we'll have that on the standard setting here. And then this final one here is your stitch width. Okay, so that increases, or the standard is 5. Okay, so you can change that as well. On the machine door, you've got lines, so you can use those to guide you depending on how much you want to cut off when you're stitching your overlocker as well. So you can use those guides to help you. Okay, and then you've got your foot pressure here. So the higher the number, the higher the foot pressure. It just depends on the thickness and type of fabric that you're sewing as well. You've got your foot up and down lever here. Okay, so you need that up when you're threading, and then you've got your tensions for your thread at the top there as well. So we'll start off threading our lower looper. So we've got a lower looper, upper looper, and then our 2 needles here, left and right needles. So we start from this way and work our way across. So the blue instructions are going to take us through following the instructions to thread the lower looper. Okay, so to start off with, I've taken the thread up here onto number 1 and 2. Everything's numbered, so you just follow all the instructions that are on the machine and follow it all straight through like this. So you take it through number 3, through the tension disc here, our foot is up, so the tension discs are open. Okay, down through to number 4, and then 5 is here, across here, and on these 2 metal pieces here, there's 2 little blue spots, so you literally just take the thread straight underneath both of those and then into the hook here for number 8. Okay, so we've got 5, 6, 7 and then 8. From number 8 you've got this speech bubble here which shows you the next step, so you've got step 9, 10 and 11. Okay, so step 9 is this lever here, so again it's blue, so it sort of reminds you that you're threading up the blue lower looper thread. So you push this over, which brings open this bit here, okay? So this is our lower looper threader, okay? So this is different to a lot of other overlockers because it makes it a lot easier. It brings that out for you to thread up rather than you having to get inside there to thread that up, okay? So you take the thread around here, like so. So you're taking it around this little triangular bit here. It shows you on here where to go as well. And then you take it through the little hole just there. And tweezers are a big help in this threading up. There we go. So it's around the little triangular bit there and then straight through front to back through the hole there, and you can just tap that in. So that's gone back into place now. Okay. And then we need to take our threads under the foot. So the easiest way that I like to do it is to take it under the foot and then between the blade and the foot. So lift it up like that and then pass it underneath. So that's out of the way. So that's the first one done. That's the hardest thread because there's a lot more steps to kind of take on and do at that point. Okay, so the next thread we'll do is the upper looper with the green thread. So following the same steps as the lower looper. So you've got 1, 2, 3 and 4 through your tensions all the way down to 5 here with the hook. Okay, following the green line. So this time with these metal pieces here, you've got a green spot on just the one. Just feed that underneath there and then straight up here for number 7. From the little speech bubble here, you've got step 8. So from this hook, you take it all the way up here through the little hole just there. Okay, so just feed that through, and again, this tweezers and a big help just to feed that through like that. Okay, and then you need to take the thread underneath like we did with the blue thread. So under the foot, just go between the blade and the foot and out back to join the other one. Okay, so the next 2 threads are our needles. Okay, so we'll follow the red instructions first. Again, same steps to start with, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, kind of similar. Okay, but this time with number 4 we're taking it round to the left. Okay, so we'll follow it a little bit like your sewing machine threading up, but then this time we're going to take the thread. You've got a splitter here, so we take this thread to the right hand side because we're doing the right hand needle, and then into your thread guide, and then we need to thread this manually through the right needle, so front to back through the right hand needle. Again, you can use your tweezers to help you get that through. And with your needles, when you need to change those, you've got 2 little screws, one for each individual needle, and in your opening here for your door, you've got your little Allen key there to sort of loosen up your screws to change the needles there as well, and that looks in there. Okay, so with the red thread, we take it under the foot, between the blade and the foot, and out the back, out of the way to join the others. And the last one is our orange thread. Again, same steps to start with, taking it round to the left. This time, because we're doing the left hand needle, we want to go down the left hand side of the thread splitter, into the thread guide, and then through the left hand needle, front to back. Okay, and then we take it under the foot, between the blade and the foot, and out the back, out of the way. Okay, I'll put my tweezers back in here so I know where they are for next time. Close my door. Okay, and then I can put the foot down and do a little test run. So you can see exactly where each thread is working, which colour is doing which job, and then you can change the tensions then if you need to, and you know which ones you're changing. So I'll just run through the tensions a little bit here because this is a bit of a sticking point for a lot of people on overlockers, on all sewing machines really, but overlockers particularly, because you've got 4 different tensions here to change. So as a good starting point on the brother machines, you start on 4 for all of them, so you've got a good base, a good control to kind of work with once you've started sewing. It will change depending on your thread and your fabric that you're using, so just start on 4 for all of them, do a little test run on the fabric you're going to sew, and then you can see where you need to tweak. Okay, so what I'll do just to start with is loosen off this tension. So the lower the number, the looser the tension is going to be. The higher the number, the higher the tension is going to be. Okay, so I've loosened off that lower looper, and I'll just run through that for you so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so that blue thread now is pulling right round to the front, okay? So you can see that that's too loose, so that top looper is pulling the bottom thread round to the front, okay? So what we need to do is even that out. So from the front, all you see is a line of blue down the side, okay? So if I tighten that back up again, so actually I might even go a bit higher. Let's go to like 4.5. So now you can hardly see any of the blue on the front because it's all round the back, and the green is nice and flat now on the front as well. Okay, so that's from the back as well there. Okay, so the same applies to the green thread as well, the green, the upper looper. So again, the higher the tension, the higher the number. So you just need a balance between the lower and the upper looper so that they sit nicely on the edge of the fabric. With your needles, you can just do a quick check, open your fabric up and just see what that looks like from the inside. So if you can see a lot of that thread, you may need to just tighten up the tension a little bit. But if not, that's absolutely fine as it is. Thank you so much for watching this quick demonstration on threading the Brother 2104D. If you have any questions or requests for videos, put them in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, and keep an eye out for our other videos. I'll be doing one on a rolled hem on this overlocker as well. Okay, thank you.